The next Forza Motorsport could have a big next generational leap. Scarlet Nexus, a highly anticipated game, may be making its way onto Xbox Game Pass on day one, and those long reported Xbox DVR issues are being worked on. As we know, with Forza, there are two styles of games. There is the Forza Horizon games, which are open world and more arcadey, and then there is Forza Motorsport, which are more simulation style racing games. And we first heard that the next Forza Motorsport was in development and it was coming to the next generation consoles last year at the July showcase, where they showed off just a quick trailer of it and they called it Forza Motorsport. It's not going to be another numbered entry into this series. They are kind of rebranding it and just naming it Forza Motorsport. And they recently had play tests for the game, and the creative director Chris Isaki shared some details on the game, and it looks like there is going to be a big next generational leap going into this next Forza Motorsport. He talks about the first playtest that happened on May 8th and how they got to speak directly with the community and kind of get feedback right from the people that have been playing it, and then goes on to explain really the difference going into this new Forza Motorsport game and how much of an actual leap it is going into this next generation, saying, "We had sessions running in multiplayer and players were able to experience the work that we've done in revamping and deepening the game's physics and our core gameplay. I'm a core mechanics guy. I really think about all the things that we do when the rubber meets the road." I've been kind of trying to think about how to quantify this for everyone here without actually getting your hands on it. So to put the physics work into perspective, the changes we've made from Forza Motorsport 7 till now are more than the changes that we've made from Forza Motorsport 4 through 7. It's basically a huge generational leap coming to the game. Then he talks about the collision model, and it sounds really cool, talking about how there are 8 times points of contact to the track and surface, and that data will be refreshed 6 times faster, leading to a massive 48 times fidelity jump in the tire collision model. Going into that further, saying that in Forza Motorsport 7, the tire collision model itself had a single point of contact with the track surface, saying here that in Forza Motorsport 7, the tire collision model itself had a single point of contact with the track surface and refreshed at around 60 cycles per second or 60 hertz. And then in the new model, there are 8 points of contact with the track running at 360 cycles a second or 360 hertz. And from the feedback from the actual playtest for Forza Motorsport that people have been able to get into, the feedback they are getting is that you can feel the track surface a lot more and how the cars handle, and there's just more communication to the player and the feeling of the tires on the track, that it's so insane and makes you more informed. So I mean, that's pretty cool, because one of the biggest things obviously when it comes to racing games is how does the car feel in your hands? Like when you have your controller, do you really feel like your tires are on the road and that you have full control of the vehicle? So it looks like this is going to be a major jump from the previous Forza Motorsport game. So if you're somebody who loves these simulation racing games, you have a lot to look forward to. Now moving on here, something I'm very excited about, because Scarlet Nexus is a game that I've been looking forward to ever since they first showed it off a long time ago. It's a game that I've been waiting for it to come out, and it is going to be coming out on June 25th. I've played through the demo. I think it's an awesome game. It's a lot of fun. The action is great. So I'm very much looking forward to this game. And this is a game that I thought to myself, I would love for this to come to Xbox Game Pass. I think it would be a great game to come to Xbox Game Pass, and it looks like there may be a chance that it will. Now, Jeff Grubb was on the Xbox Era podcast, and this is what he said about Scarlet Nexus. "I think that's a Game Pass day one, I think is what I heard. The thing about Game Pass day one deals, especially for anything that's relatively big, those deals get made very late. Microsoft probably going to give you quite a bit of money to get this cool anime game that people seem to like, and it's probably more than you'd get otherwise. And then you're still going to get sales because we see that these games still sell. So I think they might have secured this one, yeah." So that's awesome. I really hope this comes true. We probably won't hear about this until E3 or maybe even later than that. If you remember with Outriders, how late they announced that Outriders was coming onto Xbox Game Pass on day one. So his sentiment here that the deals come late makes a lot of sense. And he also mentions here something that we've talked about, we already know, and it is that enticing deal that Microsoft will give these third-party developers, give them a bunch of money, cover all of their costs to put the game on Xbox Game Pass on day one, and the developers and publishers know that these games are still going to sell at full retail price on other platforms. So that's awesome to hear. I really hope this happens, and maybe it'll be a big announcement for Game Pass at E3. And finally, one of the biggest things that has been plaguing Xbox when it comes to its quality of life has been the Xbox DVR and recording clips. Now, I've used the DVR. I haven't really experienced this as badly as other people have, but it definitely is something I've seen within the community where people are talking about how when they use the Xbox DVR and they record clips, they come out dark and they just don't look very good. And it looks like Xbox is working on improving this. So this was a tweet from BioSwan, and it says here, I can manage with darken. These are basically black lol. I'd love some extra editing tools or an app for it as well. Speaking about the Xbox DVR. And Jason Ronald, the head of project management at Xbox, says here, we have a number of improvements currently flighting in the insider rings that should improve this. Continued focus and improvements coming later this year as well. So that's good to know if you're somebody who loves to use the Xbox DVR and your clips are not looking good. It looks like they are working on improvements. And what I love to see every time something like this happens is just how transparent Xbox is with people who have an Xbox, have questions, so just with the fans in general. You see Jason Ronald right here jumping on Twitter and responding to fans who are asking about problems with the Xbox Series X and S and if they are going to be fixed. We've seen this throughout the entire life cycle of this generation with Xbox, and even before that with Phil Spencer being very transparent. So the more that they do this, I think the more confidence people will have that they are continuously listening to fans, continuously trying to improve the Xbox Series X and S as we go through this generation. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Are you excited for the next Forza Motorsport game? Have you been in the playtest, and what do you think about it? Are you excited for Scarlet Nexus, and do you hope that it comes to Xbox Game Pass on day one? And the Xbox DVR, do you use it a lot? And are you happy to hear that they are working on it? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you like what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Help this channel grow, help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I will catch you in the next video.
Bye.